Close your eyes. Focus on making yourself feel excited and powerful. Imagine yourself destroying goals with ease. A former professional kickboxing world champion who competed in the cruiserweight and super cruiserweight weight classes. Side Kickboxing sponsored Andrew Tate throughout his kickboxing career, providing him with the best quality kickboxing equipment to aid his training, such as the original Ultimate Boxing gloves. Andrew Tate is a very outspoken person with strong opinions, and he endorsed the Sidekick brand so strongly that people assumed he owned the kickboxing equipment company himself. However, because the company is solely owned by Daniel Knight, this is just an indication of how good Andrew Tate is at marketing himself. A grandfather served in World War II before becoming a lawyer in Chicago during racially charged times. This shaped his worldview as a black man, and he was a very strict, very hard man. He was forced to work on the farm as a child, pushing a plow with a mule through Georgia's hard clay dirt. He pushed a plow that only grown men could handle at the age of 12. He then fled, never to return to the farm. As a young man, he engaged in some bare-knuckled fistfights and distinguished himself in hand-to-hand combat during the war years. Little did he know that his grandson would follow the steps. Early life of struggles. Born on December 1, 1986, at Walter Reed Army Hospital in Washington, D.C., the baby was a true joy for the family. The doctor wanted to give him a perfect 10 on the birth scale, but he had to settle for a 9.5. He was 2 weeks overdue and already nose-breathing, as the doctor twisted him upside down by his heels and suckled him with his right fist inside his mouth. To get a response, the doctor pinched his thigh and growled, knitting his brow and trying to crane his head up to see who had attacked him. The doctor blanched and was astounded by his defensive abilities. He was not moved to tears. Indeed, that is when one could sense a strong will for life. He never learned to cry for attention. Instead, he grunted to indicate hunger or discomfort. But he was mostly silent. He had a large new crib, but he spent most of his nights sleeping on his father's chest. His father would put him there and sleep still, never moving during the night, and their heartbeats would sync. It was a powerful father-son bond. He learned to defend himself almost as soon as he could walk. Long before he punched him into a pillow, he managed to balance and step backward after being gently pushed in the chest. His father made him a game out of it, which culminated in a savage shove across the living room, sending me into a dramatic backpedal. He came to a halt 1 inch from crashing into the far wall. That was the last test. At the age of 4, he finished second in the county wrestling championships for kindergartners, and if it wasn't for his dad's shouting instructions on how to finish, he would have won. His dad had been working minimum wage jobs since his military career had ended. His mother and father both worked to ensure his survival. Things became so difficult that the family decided to travel to England and try to live there without their father. The spark of passion. He was enrolled in a self-defense class, and he was just upscaling at it. One man paid him a pound note to punch the machine and make the top bell ring one day at the carnival, while others couldn't punch that hard. As a youngster, he could ring that bell nearly every time. It was his fate and hard work that brought him together with Amir Savasic, and the rest is history. Bodukai was a good match for the Styles. He was brought up with them from a very young age, and all the forms were incorporated into Taichinkai. For the first time, the Dutch saw a fighter who could not always keep his hands high and rarely use the turtle stance. Depending on superior power and speed, it allows for dangerous forms. This was the way Andrew Tate was brought up, having nothing but just enough to fulfill some basic necessities in his life. But this turned out to be a game changer for him. The beginning of his career. It was a time when Tate was ready to change his fortune and upscale his career as a kickboxer. Andrew Tate has always fought tough opponents since the start of his kickboxing career. On April 14, 2007, he fought for the British light heavyweight title against seasoned kickboxer Scott Gibson in one of his first professional fights. His coach, Amir, admitted that Tate was stopped in the 4th round with an overhand right, but this was a huge step up in his career at the time, as his coach Amir admitted. Tate challenged Paul Randall for the vacant ISKA English kickboxing light cruiserweight title after major victories over former super cruiserweight British champions Ollie Green and Mo Carbo. On April 25, 2009, Tate won his first ISK kickboxing title by stopping Randall in the 5th round of their bout in Derby. Tate went on to win the IKF International Kickboxing Federation British Cruiserweight title with a devastating first-round KO over Daniel Hughes, and on March 19, 2011, he fought for the first time for the ISK World title in France. Andrew lost the fight for the vacant ISK World Full Contact Light Heavyweight Championship on points after 12 rounds to John Luck, but he claimed he was the true winner. Despite losing in the semifinals of the Infusion Live, after winning the Infusion Live 85 kilograms championship tournament, Tate was allowed to fight for the Infusion Live 90 kilograms championship on June 28, 2014. Andrew won the title in the second round, becoming only the second fighter in Roch's 200-fight career to do so. Andrew Tate stepping into Big Brother's house. Tate was a housemate on the 17th season of the British version of the Dutch reality television series Big Brother in 2016. He quickly established himself as a strategist, admitting that he would enter the Big Brother house through any means necessary. There was an immediate uproar because of his actions, and that is why Tate was later removed from the show after The Sun obtained a video of him allegedly hitting a girl with a belt. Tate later stated on Twitter that the actions were consensual, that the belt was made of felt, and that the Sun video was heavily edited to make him look bad. In a Facebook video, he claimed that he was removed because the show's producers were worried about his master plan, which Channel 5 denied. Nonetheless, his picture was blacked out on Big Brother's bit on the side, though Emma Jensen's picture was gray. She was later ejected as well, and he was barely mentioned in later episodes. His image in the Big Brother house was seen in a few shots near the end of the series. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan relocated to Romania to establish their empire of businesses, which included Bitcoin trading, Cobratate.com, and the most well-known Hustlers University. The dynamic personality of Andrew Tate. Tate has always represented himself as proficient and confident. He offered advice on what his audience should do to achieve the personality and lifestyle that has earned him fame. However, the true messages he spread behind this persona were quite different. He told his audience that depression isn't real, and that they have been duped into thinking it is a medical condition. Tate defined depression as a feeling that people accept to justify their dissatisfaction with their life circumstances, rather than working to change them. He did not treat it as the life-threatening condition that it is. He rather asked his audience to focus on finding a solution for it, rather than treating it medically and making it worse. His idea for this part is to work on ourselves and not fall into the trap of dismay. Let's look at some of his strong values and advice. Money, girls, name, fame, and respect are all things you desire in life. To have it in your life, you must fight for it because everyone wants it. Prepare to go to war or you will lose to the one who is. Don't put your trust in people who have a lot of friends. It is impossible to have a deep and meaningful relationship with more than 20 people. It would simply be a red flag indicating that such a person is fake and unverified. Take pleasure in the hatred. Everyone who has done something worthwhile in their lives is destined to be reviled by the average and mediocre sections of society. You must accept it as a part of the game. If you are not prepared to receive hatred, you aren't prepared for greatness. Everything revolves around speed. Successful people move quickly. They aren't slavishly sitting around. They are the ones who are ready to adapt to the changing realities of life, those who do not perish into obscurity. A webcam company. Andrew Tate described himself as broke after leaving his kickboxing career. He then co-founded a webcam business with his brother, which allegedly earned $600,000 per month, with 75 girls working for him at its peak. Andrew and his brother's earnings were then invested in cryptocurrency, yielding a huge profit. His subscription course saw an increase in interest as a result of his appearances on so many podcasts, where he shared his controversial and widely condemned views. Hustlers University. Hustlers University is a website where members can meet, and chat with various successful millionaires for advice on various aspects of growing a business. It is claimed to be a pyramid scheme, which is a method of making money through the recruitment of an increasing number of investors. This strategy of members resharing Andrew Tate's video content is what propelled him to viral status, with over 11 billion views. CobraTake.com offers online courses to help people improve their personal skills, which Andrew claims will make you a better alpha male. Many people thought he wasn't serious when he first started these Andrew Tate courses, but they appear to be very successful, and he has sold many of his programs. Casino business. When Andrew was out of money, he frequented casinos to try his luck. There was a sponsor who owned multiple small casinos in Europe while he was commentating for RXF. Andrew wanted to partner with him to launch a casino franchise. However, because the sponsor was wealthy and his business was already thriving, Andrew needed to devise a strategy. He approached him and asked if he could open a casino using their branding and his own money. If it was a success, Andrew would pay the owner a percentage of the profits. At one point, Andrew realized how overpriced coffee was in Starbucks, so he began giving out free coffee in the casino. And that trick of free coffee attracted a lot of customers, so the casino made a great amount of money. OnlyFans Management Company. OnlyFans is a management company run by Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate. On the other hand, Andrew stated that his brother's company. Andrew stated on the Your Mom's House podcast that the company makes about $200,000 per month. He also stated that his casino earns more than that. Andrew Tate's current net worth. He is currently worth $350 million as of 2022. Furthermore, he earns more than $2 million per year. Tate, on the other hand, claims that he made his first million when he was 27 and had made $100 million by the time he was 31. This is how Andrew went from broke to top G. That said, now you are aware of Andrew Tate's story. What do you think about this video? Comment down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. For more such stories, keep watching.